So the Tennessee State Senate today, they passed a bill called the Don't Say Gay bill, and it refers to school children between grades K and 8. And it basically says that not only can the teachers not teach anything about homosexuality during these years, but the students can't talk about it, which I find disturbing on many levels, and there's many reasons why I oppose this bill. First of all, being that, if you think about it, between the ages of kindergarten and 8th grade is when they teach sex education. I got it in 5th grade, and I'm pretty sure that Tennessee probably has it around the same time. So that means that when they teach sex ed, they're not able to bring in anything about homosexuality into that type of environment. That's very dangerous. Because there are going to be people that are going to be sitting in that classroom who are going to have same-sex attraction, and they're going to want to need that. They're going to want to have that information and need that information, and it's not going to be available to them. So that's going to make them more vulnerable. Also, because there's going to be less information, there's going to be more bullying. And so not only are these kids going to be more vulnerable, there's going to be more bullying against them, which of course is going to cause more suicide. On top of that, if you think about this bill, there's really only one reason why they can't talk about homosexuality between the grades of K and 8, but that they could talk about heterosexuality, and that is for religious reasons. Because religious people oppose homosexuality, and it's religious people, I'm sure that they're all conservative Christian Republicans, who authorize this bill. And so if you think about it, it's unconstitutional for many reasons, but one of them being that it's inserting church into state. It's basically inserting a Christian religious view that homosexuality is inferior to heterosexuality, and therefore they won't teach it in the schools. Well, I think that that's detrimental to all the children, and I think that we need to think about what's going on there, and I think that the bill needs to be opposed for that reason, among many. Also, public school children, as far as I know, still retain their freedom of expression within the school, as long as it's not disrupting to the environment. And so, therefore, in order to bar a student from talking about homosexuality, they have to prove that talking about homosexuality is disruptive in nature. And as far as I know, they can't make that argument without trying to make the argument that somehow homosexuality is inferior to heterosexuality, which they can't do. So there's several reasons why this bill should be, made unconstitutional. I hope the Justice Department gets on this and makes them take down this bill and makes them repeal this bill, because it's no good. Basically, it should not ever have gotten passed. And the funny thing is that we're seeing repercussions now from this ultra conservative movement that came after Barack Obama. We had all this media that came around saying how the liberals were taking over the country and they weren't helping and stuff like that. Well, the economy has gotten better, and what we're seeing now is that the Republicans that are in here have this very right-winged ideological point of view that most of the country does not hold. And so they're taking over and they're trying to get rid of the unions, like it's going on in Wisconsin, and they're trying to basically marginalize homosexuality in the schools. Well, I'm sorry, but I think that's indoctrination. And if I were a parent of a school child in Tennessee, I'd have something to say about it. Thankfully, I'm one state over in much more liberal North Carolina. But, if I were in Tennessee, I would definitely have something to say about that, because my children go into those schools. They have a right to learn the truth about things. And one of those truths is homosexuality. So there's lots of different issues that surround this bill, and there's lots of different things that can be said about it. But, I think it's really wrong, and especially if you think about the fact that what it's doing is it's limiting the sex education that's supposed to be delivered to children when they get to around, like, I would say probably 5th grade, but, it's sometime between the grades of K and 8, of course. I'd love to hear your comments and video responses on this issue, because I think we need to keep talking about this. And if you have anything else to say, please let me know. Thanks. Blessed be.